I am super excited to be serving in this capacity at this meeting this afternoon. My role is a very important one because I'll be coordinating one of the most valuable parts of our meeting, the evaluation segment. As the general evaluator, my role is to observe the entire meeting and take note of what is commendable and provide suggestions for what could be better. But if you think I'll be doing such a gigantic role alone, you are wrong. As a matter of fact, I have a team of competent evaluators who are going to hold hands together with me to give us some useful feedback in today's meeting. And if you will permit me, I would love to introduce my team to you, one after another. Starting off, as you can see on your screen, with a man with a bow tie, our timekeeper. As radiant as he is a certified administrative specialist, building technology expert, GM of Techvator Pty South Africa, and second-time president of the Little Drops Initiative NGO. Guess what he loves? He loves networking and community development. Join me as I welcome the man who is going to help us meet up with timing today, Toastmaster Valentine Obai.
Thank you very much, our Chief General Evaluator, our IPP Toastmaster Razak Odejai. Today is a very interesting one. So, in no further ado, gentlemen and ladies, as the timer for today's meeting, I will time the table topic speakers, formal speeches, and the evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, the yellow, and the red cards. For the table topic speakers, they should limit their remarks to no more than 2 minutes. At the first minute, I will raise the green card, and at 1 minute and 30 seconds, I would raise the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I will raise the red card, just as you can see on my background. For the prepared speeches would and should be within 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I would raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I would raise the yellow card. And of course, the 7th minute, I will raise the red card. And evaluators are not left out from this. The evaluators will have within 2 to 3 minutes in their evaluation. And at 2 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 2 minutes, 30 seconds, I would raise the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I will raise the red card. Thank you, Toastmasters and guests. Over to you, our general evaluator of the day. Thank you. You're muted, sir. Sorry.
All right, thank you very much. I think that was very clear. I will encourage every speaker today to kindly take note of the timing guideline. So next member of my team to be introduced is the grammarian. This is the person who is going to police our use of English as a language, and who is our grammarian today is none other than Our Lady, Toastmaster Adenike Kolawole, who is a linguist and business entrepreneur. Past president of Better Africa Toastmasters Club, she loves learning new things and interacting with people. I can testify to that. Favorite quote is not final. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage that counts, by Winston Churchill. If your hands are not busy, join me as I welcome Toastmaster Adenike to the virtual lecture.
Thank you so much, the General Evaluator. I hope you can all see me and hear me clearly.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Salutations, Toastmasters and guests. It's an honor to be here today. As a grammarian in today's meeting, I will listen carefully to speakers, pay attention to how they use their grammar, sentence structures, and vocabulary. I will note notable words, well-constructed sentences, vivid or creative vocabulary, effective phrases, and so on. I will also introduce the word of the day. And the word of the day is unfettered, meaning free from restrictions, limitations, or constraints, released from what holds one back. Usages. Examples of usages. She stepped into her purpose with an unfettered spirit. Creativity flows best when the mind is unfettered. Synonyms include unrestrained, unrestricted, unbound, free, unchained, released, liberated, emancipated, unbridled, uninhibited, unbridled, and unconfined. Let us all use the word of the day with unfettered expressions. At the end of the meeting, I will come back to give my grammarian report. And it is back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Madam Grammarian. Just take a look at that. She taught us how to use unfettered in an unfettered manner. Thank you, Madam Grammarian. And next is our hard counter. Who is our hard counter this afternoon? Someone you are familiar with, Dr. Law, Toastmaster Ebunde Almeida, is a multi-skilled entrepreneur and researcher. She offers gifting, branding, and event planning, certified mediator and counselor, and the founder of 360 Loving. You know the kind of love? The one that rotates 360 degrees. Join me as I welcome Toastmaster Ebunde Almeida, our counter.
Thank you. So when we say rotate, thank you, our General Evaluator. We're just really looking to create places where people can have holistic loving. Thank you so much for that introduction. So today you'll be hearing me speak again as the R counter. Now, have you ever heard somebody speak and you hear these words like, it's like, I already know that you understand what I'm talking about. My role here today is quite simple. It's really for me to take notice of when you use what they call crutch fillers or crutches when you are speaking, or unnecessary pause fillers. Now, sometimes what you could do is just to speak slowly, for those of us that like fast speakers, and then instead of adding those crutches, you can then fill in with an appropriate word. So I'll be having this long black book where I'll be putting your names and all the arms or crutch fillers you use here today. And then I'll come back when I'm called upon to give you a report. So let's try not to enter my black book or red book, as it were. Over to you, the general evaluator.
Thank you, our accountant. Finger crossed. I promise not to enter your black book. Thank you, my team, for explaining your roles. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Rest assured, my team and I are coming back towards the end of the meeting to give you some effective feedback that will be useful for you according to how we have performed at this meeting. Until then, please have yourself a very good time. And it's back to you, Mr. Toastmaster, Madam Toastmaster of the day. I beg your pardon, our mother and mentor.
Thank you very much, my IPP, the one who does everything in an unfettered manner. The way he dresses, the way he speaks, the way he draws. Here at Toastmasters, I've seen him enjoy the abundance of the desire to be unfettered, because he has grown from to grace. I'm happy to continue my role as Toastmaster of the Day by anchoring us into the first segment of this meeting, the extemporanean segment. A segment that ordinarily I could have been scared to experience. I would have been gripped by that unfettered air to make my heart beat. Is the table topics master going to call upon me? But being a Toastmaster, we know that we can move with freedom, being unfettered. Who is going to anchor this segment? Is none but our unfettered new Toastmaster, who from the very beginning has shown what the future will be like by moving without restrictions, by being unfettered. Is none other than TM Emmanuel Oyeniyi, an MSc graduate in public health, business lead Johnson & Johnson's oncology and immunology. He is passionate about health and volunteering. He secured a $50,000 grant in 2023 for a maternal child health project. What a bold step. Only somebody who has an unfettered mind can achieve that. We look forward to him inspiring many of our new Toastmasters to greater heights. Join me in welcoming today's virtual lecture, Toastmaster Emmanuel Oyeniyi.
Thank you most graciously, TMOD, for that unfettered introduction that left me flattered. Welcome, Toastmasters and guests, to the table topic segment. This is where we're going to embark on the extemporaneous pitches. And at this point, I would like to invite guests, most especially if we have any present here, to step up with unfettered courage and participate in this table topic segment. Quickly, before we start, before I call on you, once I call on you, you tell us your name, and you have the options of picking between number 1 to 4. I will only be taking 3 participants. So you will pick between number 1 to 4. I will read the topic out to you. And you have maximum of 2 minutes to give us your unfettered speech. So the timekeeper will time you. After a minute, you get a green notice. At 1 minute, 30 seconds, you see the yellow card. And by 2 minutes, you should round up. I am seeing a volunteer already, a maker and weary. I hope I got that correctly. Please unmute yourself. Emeka and weary. Thank you for that correction. So may I ask you to pick between number 1 to 4? I will read out the topic to you, and then the virtual lecture will be yours for your unfettered expression.
Thank you very kindly, Table Topics Master. I will go for question number 3.
Question number 3. Question number 3 goes thus. Many great leaders have broken barriers that once seemed insurmountable. Which world leader, past or present, inspires you the most? And what barrier did they break that resonates with you? Do I need to take that again?
Not at all.
The stage is yours.
Thank you very kindly for that question. Many great leaders have broken barriers that seemed unsurmountable. Which leader do you admire? What barrier did they break? Leadership, they say, is the essence of success and progress. The American author, writer, and speaker John C. Maxwell said, "Everything rises and falls on leadership." But in particular, there's one leader that I most admire, and that was the past president of the United States of America. The man who, against all odds, turned the course of his nation around when people didn't believe that it was possible. And that man, fellow Toastmasters and guests, is none other than Abraham Lincoln. At a time when the United States was steeping into the edge of darkness because of racial discrimination, against the wishes of his own race, Abraham Lincoln stood and declared that all men are born equal, and they have inalienable rights, the right to freedom and the right to liberty and happiness, which was ingrained in the Constitution of the United States of America. And he stood by the tenets of the Constitution and fought for the abolishment of slavery. He led the Civil War against the Confederate States and won. But then he said in his Gettysburg Address that winning was not the essence. The essence was to have a United States of America. So Abraham Lincoln is that leader that inspires me the most. Thank you. Back to you, the table topics master.
Thank you for that unfettered speech, succinct and scintillating. Abraham Lincoln, thank you for reminding us of the unfettered leadership that Abraham Lincoln gave to the United States of America. Now may I have a second volunteer for this segment? We have 2 more to go. Who will be the second person to step up to the virtual lantern with unfettered courage? Is there any other guests in the house that I may call upon? I see some names here. I see Toyin Fayinka. I see Margaret Adeyemi. If you can. Who else would like to go? This is actually a segment that helps us to build ourselves and prepare ourselves for impromptu speeches. And here at Toastmaster, it gives you the opportunity to learn and practice that. So please step up with unfettered courage. Abubakar Gimba, are you willing to have a go?
Yes, please. Yes, let's give it a go.
Thank you.
I will
Thank you for
back.
stepping forward with unfettered courage to the virtual Linton. So you have questions 1, 2, and 4. You pick between the numbers. I'll read the topic to you, and you have 2 minutes.
Okay. 1, 2, and 4. I want to go with question 4. Question 4 should be easier. Should be the easiest. I hope.
Of course, everything is easy. Question 4. Every great speaker had a first time stepping up to the mic. Tell us about your first public speaking experience. What barrier did you have to overcome, and what did it teach you? Question 4.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay, man, did I choose the easiest question? Okay. So public speaking, I think my first experience with public speaking was back in primary school. I think I was in primary 5 or thereabout, and I had to participate in a debate. I don't know why I was selected, probably because perhaps English wasn't very difficult for me as a child. I grew up in the North, and the ability to speak English is something that automatically makes you stand out as a student. So it was, maybe that was why I was selected. So I planned for the debate. I had my notes, I had my pointers, the things that I was going to discuss. And I got on stage that day and I told one of my friends that I'm so nervous. I don't want to be speaking for so long. So just once I speak for like a minute or 2, indicate so that I can quickly wrap up, because I was so shy and nervous. And so once I got on stage, there was like maybe 15 people, but I started seeing like 50 people. Everybody had extra eyes. I started sweating and I didn't even see my friend. My friend was, making the indication that there was time, but I couldn't even see it because I was so nervous. So what I had to overcome that day was myself, because I was I never really wanted to speak in front of anybody. I just thought I could do this myself, but I was able to. I was able to put something together, and I ended up winning the debate. I think maybe I was pitied, but we ended up winning, and it was something that was a good thing to do. So the barrier that I had to overcome that day was my own self, my limitations, and I was able to be unfettered about it at the end of the day. Thank you very much, Mr. Toast, Table Topics Master.
Thank you. Thank you for that. And I am taking one more person for this segment. I hope somebody else will take up the challenge with courage and overcome their limitation by participating, being the last participant for this segment. Who is going to have a go? I call names. Margaret Adeyemi Olufemi Ogunlano. Tope Talks. Toyin Fayinka. Do I have a volunteer? Hello, can somebody confirm I'm still audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, you are.
So do we have anybody, please? Step up with unfettered courage. So
Might
the
be running out
virtual
of time.
lantern. All right, if I'm out of time, I guess we will just keep it at the 2 for today. But may I remind us that this segment, the extemporaneous speeches, is very important, that we'll learn to volunteer and participate. It helps to prepare us for impromptu speeches in any aspect or place where we may find ourselves being required to give impromptu speeches. Thank you, Toastmasters and guests, for your participation. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Table Topics Master. Your image spoke that you are unfettered in your approach of your role. Your topics also inspired us all to be unfettered. Thank you, thank you, thank you. May I now call on the timekeeper for his reports.
Thank you very much, our Toastmaster of the Day, DTM Munisola Aishimoju. From the reports that I have here with me, the two speakers are within the allotted time or the acceptable time. Mr. Emeka Iwere had taken 2 minutes and 15 seconds, and Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba used a total of 1 minute and 46 seconds. These two are eligible for voting. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you. At Toastmasters, we inspire unfettered attitudes, endeavors, and we recognize one person or the other to inspire others to be fearless and unfettered in everything that they do. Therefore, I invite all of us here present to vote for whoever they consider to be the better speaker. Thank you. Are we going to have the polls being set?
Yes. We'll launch the, just give us a minute. We'll launch the polls shortly.
Thank you.
So I suggest Toastmasters and guests that you hold your ballot paper very, guard it jealously with unfettered. Make sure that, I'm trying to use the word of the day into this, what I was going to say. Would we say unfettered jealousy, our grammarian? Would that be appropriate?
Fettered.
So please, unfettered, yes.
When I give my report.
But you have us. Thank you.
So make sure you guys your ballot. I'm going to launch. We don't want to hear somebody stole my vote. Hear your voice. Votes are going to count. So you'll be launching it very quickly. And you can cast your vote and make that choice today. Is it on the screen? Okay.
Yes, we do have it now. Thank you.
So please cast your votes, ladies and gentlemen, and let's see who your preferred speaker is for today's topic segment. We'll leave this for 10 seconds for you to deliberate, for you to think, and choose your preferred speaker. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That will be all for now. Back to you, Madam TM.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Oh, thank you. Now we need to learn from that experience. The reason why we must be unfettered in everything we do, because it is only by doing that you advance. By listening to someone within the evaluation team who is going to give us in an unfettered manner a feedback on how these two speakers have demonstrated their unfettered attitude in their gesture and submission. Who is going to do that for us? It is none other than Toastmaster Temitope Adeyemi Olagunju, the current president of PSSDC Toastmasters. She is a learning and development strategist and an assistant chief education officer at the Public Service. At the Public Service Staff Development Center, PSSCDC. She's currently embarking on the persuasive communication pathway and is pursuing a PhD in curriculum theory. It only takes an unfettered man to have that kind of pursuit. Kindly join me in welcoming this leader to the virtual lecture to give us a feedback on the performance of the speakers. Toastmaster Temitope Adeyemi Olagunju.
Excuse me, Madam TMOD.
Yes.
It seems that Toastmaster Temitope was not in the room at the point, when the first speaker was speaking, and then I think she joined late when the second speaker had commenced his speech. So I'm not sure right now if she will be able to give a proper evaluation at this time.
May I ask if you, our president, will be able to give her support.
Yes. All right. I'll definitely step up and try to do that.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you very kindly, TMOD. And now I'm going to do something that is not typical. I would like everyone to, if possibly, either unmute their microphones or just put a word or clap. I want us to really clap for those two very bold and brave speakers here today. So please indulge me and let's give them a resounding clap, please. Let's encourage them. Okay. Now, the second activity I'm going to tell you to do is to give a comment, drop a comment or a compliment in the chat box. Because stepping up to give any speech of any sort is not easy. Not even when it's a table topic segment, something that you're unprepared for. So those two, first of all, if I was going to rate them, the fact that they rose to the occasion and stepped up and spoke is enough to be applauded. That courage is the first thing, in my opinion. Emeka Enwere was the first speaker, and when he approached the lectern, one of the things that stood out for me was how calm he was when he was speaking. He was very calm, and I loved that we were able to follow him. I was able to follow him throughout the rest of his speech. Of course, I wasn't really listening at certain points because of other rules, but that calmness came through for me. Not just that, he tried to use the word of the day, unfettered, and he gave an analogy, which was Abraham Lincoln, which arguably is one of America's finest presidents. So that anchored into the topic he was talking about. Now, what would I have loved to see differently? Maybe it's because he was unprepared. It wasn't a prepared speech. I would have loved to see more of his headroom when he was speaking. But apart from that, I really loved the confident manner in which he spoke, and I believed he did justice to that topic. Congratulations again, Toastmaster Emeka Enwere. Now to the second speaker, one of our esteemed leaders, Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba, for also taking that courage to step up, of course, during this extemporaneous segment. Now, what did I love about Toastmaster? Distinguished Toastmaster, I beg your pardon, speech. He gave an illustration with stories. Wherever you are called to speak, personal stories have a way of anchoring whatever you want to say. It makes the audience connect with you. And experiences, of course, in the age of AI and many, many stories, when you're able to use personal stories, anecdotes, it pulls your audience in. So that was very, very commendable. But what would I have loved to see different in his speech, I believe also was the use of the space. Of course, maybe because he wasn't prepared, so I'll just give him that room, that wiggle room. And at some point he wasn't looking to his screen. So I believe at some point we lost connection. But apart from that, and there's something that I noticed that he did, which all of us are also learning from, is the use of certain pause fillers, which I won't mention. But again, that was a beautiful speech. It was a lot of stories. And I believe we can always, and that's the reason why we are here in Toastmasters, to keep growing, to keep shining, and to keep leading. And so please, let's drop a comment, a compliment, like I said, to encourage these two dashing, handsome young men for stepping up to break barriers here today. Over to you, Madam T.M. Modi.
To the team, the table topics officer, the speakers, and the evaluator. Thank you so much for confirming to us that at Toastmasters, we leave behind all the fears and convince ourselves that if others can do it, we can do it. When we try and we hear feedbacks that actually tag us as being an unfettered person. Well done to the team. Concluding that segment, we shall now segue into our educational segment, which is about speeches. We have a theme. What we were advised on our flyer, that we should not go away just by listening to speeches, but release ourselves, overcome the fears, build bridges, and make the experience of what the speakers give to us, make an experience of it, so that we can step up and return boldly to always proving to ourselves that we can do better than we think. Who is our first speaker today? I shall introduce her, but not call her up to speak until we listen to her evaluator, who is going to give us an idea of what her focus is going to be. Do I introduce her before calling upon the evaluator? Because I can see the picture of the evaluator, which is suggesting that the evaluator should be introduced before the speaker. What is being suggested by the image on the screen? Is it that the evaluator is, so we introduce the evaluator first before we introduce the speaker?
All right, Mom, I believe you can, since it's on the screen, the picture of our dashing evaluator is there, we can just go ahead and introduce him, and then he will give us the speech objectives of the prepared speech, ma'am.
Okay. The evaluator we have already listened to. He is T.M. Emeka Enwere, telecommunications professional who is passionate about personal development and productivity. He loves learning about people and cultures, plus watching tennis. T.M. Emeka, that sends a message. All work and no play. No wonder you were so calm and unfettered when you gave your table topic speech. You are kindly going to help to give a feedback to the first speech. Kindly join me in welcoming today's virtual lecture our first speech evaluator, T.M. Enwere.
Thank you very kindly, our generous Toastmaster of the day, for the reckless generosity you poured into that introduction. I'm very thankful. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I am buoyed with unfettered confidence this evening as I make bold to evaluate the speech of Rukayat Badmus. She's on the Presentation Mastery Pathways Level 2. The title of the project is Effective Body Language. So today, watch out for a lot of body movement. The title of her speech, which is very interesting for me, but before I get to the title, what's the purpose of today's speech? Toastmaster Rukayat is expected to deliver a speech with awareness of her intentional and unintentional body language, including gestures and non-verbal language. She has chosen a very interesting topic, which is particularly interesting to me The title of our speech is Beyond Rest, the Science of Sleep and Why Your Brain Needs It. To me, I think sleep is to the body what the pause is to your speech. It is silent, but powerful. Toastmaster Rukayat, I can't wait for you to deliver that speech. Break a leg. And it's back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
You're muted.
Muted, ma'am.
Meet our first speaker. Who does not know Toastmaster Rukayat Badmus to be fearless, to be unfettered in every step she takes? She's proven herself to be this personality. She is a software quality assurance engineer, system network administrator. She works with Alliance Consulting and Digital Solutions Limited. She loves personal development, reading, health, and beauty. Her favorite quote is, "Courage is not without fear, but the mastery of it," by Mark Twain. Kindly join me in welcoming to this virtual lecture to make an experience of what she's going to give to us in an unfettered manner. Toastmaster Rukayat, you are welcome to the lecture. Toastmaster Rukayat?
You're muted, Toastmaster Rukayat. You can start again.
Imagine a magical free pill that improves memory, lowers blood pressure, makes you look younger, and cures stress. You already have it. It's sleep. In our fast-paced society, sleep is often seen as a luxury or a waste of time. However, sleep is not a passive state. It's an active, vital process for your brain and your body, managed by your internal biological clock and sleep-wake homeostasis. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, today I will explain the stages. I will explain the stages of sleep, why they are essential for your health, and how to improve your sleep hygiene. According to the Harvard Sleep Medicine Journal, sleep happens in a 90-minute cycle containing 4 stages. Stage 1 and 2, light sleep. The transition from wakefulness to light sleep, where your heart rate slows and body temperature drops. Deep sleep, stage 3. This deep sleep or slow wave sleep phase, this is where the body repairs tissue boosts immunity, and cleans the brain of toxins. REM sleep, that's the rapid eye movement. Stage 4, this is where the dream occurs and the brain processes emotion and memory. It is crucial for emotional intelligence and learning. Then comes the physical and cognitive benefits of sleep. According to the UAB Medical Journal, physical health, getting enough sleep helps you maintain healthy weight, strengthen your heart, and boost your immunity. In other words, getting sick less often. Brain power. Sleep is crucial for memory consolidation, turning short-term learning to long-term memory. Mental health. Lack of sleep leads to high stress, what we call cortisol, emotional volatility, and poor focus. Now, routine, the tips for better sleep hygiene. According to the Neurology Journal, sleep routine, going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Environments, creating a cool, dark, and quiet room to sleep. Then comes the 10-3-2-1 rule. 10 hours before bed, no caffeine. 3 hours before bed, no alcohol or food. 2 hours before bed, no work. And 1 hour before bed, no screen. To conclude this, fellow Toastmasters and cherished guests, sleep is a multiple stage process critical for restoring our bodies and processing our memories. It is not a luxury, but a necessity for health and cognitive function. Tonight, instead of scrolling on your phone, give your brain the gift of science. Go to sleep early. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day.
And they join me in applauding that unfettered gesture of rising up to march on one pathway today. Next. Thank you. Next. Elevator. Kindly mute yourselves if you're not. Thank you. Who is the evaluator of the second speech?
My name is Toastmaster DAIO, ma.
His image already speaks. He's so bold and unfettered. He decides to even introduce himself by himself. Just march on. Go on.
All right.
Well,
thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster of the Day. I'm Toastmaster DAIO, and I've been given the privilege to evaluate Toastmaster Shankar Naidu. His project is based on level 2 of the Toastmasters Presentation Mastery Path. And the key objectives include the following. One is to learn to identify his personal communication style, also to recognize the use of body language, gestures, and movement to enhance speech content rather than distracting from it. And finally, understand the principles of mentoring within Toastmasters, including roles of both mentor and protege. Toastmaster Naidu has 5 to 7 minutes. And the title of his speech is a very interesting one, Breaking Barriers with Doubt. I'm keen on that, and I'd like to know how one can break barriers with doubt. Thank you very much, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, our trained medical doctor, our transitions to soft skills training doctor, a positive change consultant, a Toastmaster. Since I was a Toastmaster, which was 2012, the past VPE and president of Lighthouse Toastmasters Club, and his hobbies are reading and watching self-help contents. Thank you for the rendition of the expectations of the speaker. Now, to our speaker, T.M. Shankar Naidu, Solutions Manager, providing transformation services for businesses. Over 13 years of experience in ERP consulting, passionate about empowering businesses to overcome operational challenges and achieve sustainable growth. Toastmaster Shankar Naidu has demonstrated to us within the short time of being
Hope I'm audible to everybody. Good evening, everybody.
You're welcome. Shaidu, kindly give your speech.
Thank you, Madam Tia Modi. Am I audible, everybody?
Yes, you are, sir.
Okay. So, good evening, distinguished Toastmasters and guests. So, today, as my evaluator said, the title of my topic is Breaking the Barriers with Doubts. Yes, breaking the barriers with doubts. Let me ask you one question. What is that single barrier that you feel is stopping you? What is that barrier that you feel is stopping you? Is it opportunity? Is it money? No, I don't think so. It is within us and not around us. And I realized this early in my career when I was given an opportunity. My manager told me, go unfit early and present your sales data to your senior bosses. I could have done it. It's not that I cannot do. I was a dynamic salesman. I had the ability and I was working well. My performance was good. I could have gone, presented my numbers, got the accolades, but I didn't know what happened. I just doubted myself. I just feared, what if I cannot say? What if they judge me? What if it does not come together? And I finally said, no, I'm not going to give. You give the numbers. In spite of his repeated push and motivation, I couldn't go. And that is when I realized that the biggest walls are not made by bricks, cements, or anything. It's made by your doubts, your self-doubts, the inner doubts that make you. That is what causes, and that is what is the barrier that holds you down, and it does not let you move forward in your life. These barriers are visible, invisible. There are many types. There are one, two. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of being misunderstood, fear of, I don't know how it is going to happen. Oh my God. And The most important, fear of success. Yes, fear of success. You may say, Shankar, how is it that success and you're going to fear about it? Yes, fear of success itself demands change. It demands responsibility. It demands that you step out of who you are and into who we can become or you can become. But still, our mind keeps evolving. It's like that monkey that keeps jumping with so many doubts. What if this does not happen? What if that does not happen? How are we going to change it? The truth is, no barrier is ever being broken by staying comfortable. Okay. Being at a place, being in my comfort zone, I can never break a barrier. Every breakthrough begins with one decision. One decision. A decision to try. To try. To step forward. A decision to act even when you're afraid. We all have gone through our childhood phases. All have gone through our childhood phases. And you might have been seeing a lot of children around you. They start walking, they start falling. They start walking, they start falling. It's not that they say, walking is not for me and they just sit down. Every time they fall, they try to come up, they start walking again and again and again. Okay, they don't doubt themselves, they don't compare themselves. They simply try again and eventually they walk. They start walking. But somewhere along the way, as adults, as grown-ups, as the people, who are running the house, we have lost that courage. We have lost that built in us. Okay. We are blocked with mental barriers. I'm not saying that, you be fearless. You just start walking, you just start going and say, I'm fearless. But with that fear, you take a step ahead. You start walking front. That is where the true barriers will be broken. Today, as I stand in front of you and giving a presentation, every time I capture the stage, a barrier is being broken. I am changing the doubt that I cannot do a public presentation. I cannot be a speaking publicly. My skills are improvising. And that is how I say barriers can be broken. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I request you to go to your home and think about a possibility, what barrier you're going to break. Thank you so much. Back to you, TMOD.
Thank you so much. Our second speaker, who has the us that we all need to break the barriers and create bridges instead. It's confirmed to us that barriers are illusions, aren't they? And that they are not a bus stop. They are stepping stones. On this note, may I invite to the lectern our timer to give us a timer's report on the two speeches.
Thank you very much, TMOD. Just before then, just to be sure that we have exhausted every single speaker who is to speak today. Is that correct?
Sorry, I didn't realize that the third speaker was not taken off the list because he did reach out to us that what could have helped him to do away, to recognize the barriers as illusions, stopped him. He
beautiful.
did not feel up to it today. Apologies.
No problem. Thank you very much, TMOD. Yes, I can confirm, but that both prepared speech and your speakers are within the allotted time. And starting with Toastmaster Rukayat Badmas, which has spent a total of 5 minutes and 45 seconds on her speech. And of course, the second speaker, which is Toastmaster Shankar Naidu, had spent 5 minutes and 3 seconds. very close call, I must say. Yes, they are both within the allotted time. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day. And they're eligible for voting. Yeah.
Thank you. I can see that the poll has been launched and we are expected to vote so that we can invite our evaluators to inspire and motivate our speakers by giving them feedbacks.
All right, thank you, ma'am. We'll be ending the poll in 5 seconds. I believe we've had ample time to make our choice. So in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, the polls are still moving. We'll give another additional 5 seconds. 5, 4. If you've not voted, please cast your vote. We are not going to the Supreme Court to argue anything. And that's all for now. Thank you, ma'am. Back to you, Madam TMO.
Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. May I invite all of us to generously congratulate and motivate our speakers who have demonstrated to us that the ingredients of progress is to be unfettered in every effort to make in life. Can we virtually, if we want to do it, unmute and recognize our speakers, please, before I invite to the virtual lectern their evaluators. I can't see them being recognized. Am I missing out on something? Thank you. You have done very well. I have learned so much from them. Their speeches have been more than just speeches. There's something that I will remember and make an experience. Thank you. Thank you. So I shall quickly invite the virtual lecturer now. Our Chief Evaluator, T.M. Rasak Odejaye, to invite his evaluators to the...
Madam Mentor, thank you for your wonderful doing. Everyone, if you have enjoyed this meeting, please let's appreciate our Toastmaster of the day by giving her jazz hands like this. It's such a wonderful work she has been doing. Thank you, Madam Mentor, and thank you for inviting me back to the virtual lectern. I told you earlier that myself and my team are coming back to give you some useful information as regards our performance at the meeting today. And it's just about to get interesting and unfettered. The first of my team member to call to give us some feedback is our counter, Toastmaster Ebida Neda. Please let us know how we fared about our counting.
My chief evaluator, do we have speech evaluations, please? The speech evaluations, please.
Apologies.
Thank you very much.
Apologies.
Thank you.
So I'll be calling our first evaluator to kindly evaluate the first speaker, Toastmaster Rukayat. So our evaluator is Toastmaster Emeka, right?
Correct.
Toastmaster Emeka Enwere. Please, are you ready for us?
Absolutely, with unfettered eagerness. Toastmaster Rukayat, thank you for that very informative speech. It is a necessity. Right off the bat, I was captivated by the fact that you stood up to give that speech. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, just imagine giving a speech on a project, body language, while sitting. That would have been an utter disaster. Well done. Layering on that strength, I noticed you were eager to deliver your speech. It showed in your body language, it showed in your facial expression. And I was also eager to listen to you. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, speaking is a transfer of energy from the speaker to the audience because the voice you speak with is just wave, energy particles. So when you are eager, that energy transfers to your audience and they feel it. Well done. Now, how can we make this speech better in the future? I suggest 2 functional adjustments. Number 1, I notice an unintentional movement. You were swaying side to side all through your speech. You were swaying side to side. I knew you were not aware of it, but you were doing it. Now, in order to be more intentional with your movements, when you were talking about the stages of sleep, you could have compartmentalized the stage. Stage 1, you start from this end. Stage 2, come a little bit further. Stage 3, and then stage 4, the REM sleep, you round off. That way, you are intentional with your movements and use of stage. Also, you should also look at your eye contact. I noticed that you were looking downwards as if you were reading from your notes. Maintaining eye contact with the audience helps to build trust. And in an online event, you look into the camera. That way, the audience feels that you're talking directly to them and you connect. For me, the best part of your delivery today was your use of your hand gestures. Your hands were very busy and expressive, showing that you were in tune with your message, and they reinforced your verbal message physically. Well done. In summation, you excelled by standing and by the eagerness you showed. You might want to watch your side-to-side swaying and your eye contact. The best part of your speech today was the use of your gestures. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, looking at the evidence before us, I emphatically conclude that Toastmaster Rukayat has the essential elements to become an excellent public speaker. And it's back to you, the general evaluator.
Wow. Indeed, feedback is the breakfast of champions. I'm sure Toastmaster Rukayat will enjoy that breakfast because she is a champion. Thank you, Toastmaster Emeka, for that wonderful delivery of your evaluation. Next, we move on to the second evaluator, our own Toastmaster D.A. Ayo. Please, we have the virtual answer.
Thank you very much, the general evaluator. First of all, I want to congratulate Toastmaster Shankar for a brilliant attempt. You started with what we call an attention grabber. You asked a question. And also, I appreciate the fact that you are vulnerable. You talked about yourself. And that gives credibility to any speaker. When you talk about yourself and you're vulnerable, your audience, it is easier for the audience to connect. Also, you use your hand very well. Most of that, I think that's the part of your body that you use the most, and you're effective with it. And, or should I say, however, I would have expected you to move a bit. You stood only in the middle. And one thing about using your body or body language, anytime you're making a point, just move slowly and end the point at a particular spot. If you're about to transition to another point, you can move slowly again and end at a particular point. So next time, if you're going to give a speech, you should adopt that as part of your repertoire. Another thing that I must commend you for is the confidence. You spoke confidently, and I commend you for that. And also, the way you spoke, I suspect you didn't use any script. You were speaking from your heart. And a kind of speech like this, it is better you do that because it will help you to express yourself, express your body, and utilize your body to master that speech and express yourself very well. So in a nutshell, I would commend you. It's a great attempt, and I'm sure you will improve as time goes on. And please don't give up. Continue to hone your skill. And I believe I've given you an unfettered evaluation, the general evaluator. Yeah, Mr. General Evaluator, I'm done, sir.
Oh, thank you very much. Apologies, my microphone. That's another unfettered delivery of evaluation. Thank you, Toastmaster DA Ayo. Now we move on to my tag team. I'm sure they are ever ready, as usual. Toastmaster Ebon, please, you may take the floor now. Give us the reports of the R counter.
We can launch the better evaluator poll, which I will
Yes,
launch.
I'd like to take the timing report for the evaluation. I beg your pardon.
Okay. Thank you very much, our general evaluator. In a nutshell, Toastmaster Emeka Iwere had used 2 minutes and 48 seconds. He is eligible for voting. Our second evaluator, Toastmaster D. Ayo, had used 1 minute and 56 seconds. Unfortunately, he was about 3 seconds, should I say, 4 seconds to meeting the minimum requirement of the time to be spent for evaluation. Hence, it's just Toastmaster Emeka Iwere whose evaluation timing would be accepted. Thank you. Over to you, our general evaluator.
Many thanks, our diligent timekeeper. That's an automatic win. I advised us earlier that we must be conversant of our time. That is well taken. So we are not going to be having a poll since we have an automatic winner of the evaluation. Now we can move on to what the session I've always wanted to take. My accountant, please, let's have your report.
If it's not confirmed from Audible, I'm going to
loud and clear.
All right. Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. And yes, I promise that I'll be back to give you my report. So this black book is quite voluminous for certain reasons, but I'm always feeling very generous, and I can imagine how some people's heartbeats are pounding with unfettered beats. And so I don't want anybody to collapse right now, but quite a number of us kept using the arms repeatedly, intermittently, with unfettered fervor, manner which we were using our crutches and pulse fillers. So what I will do, because I'm in my magnanimous manner or in my magnanimous state of mind right now, is to encourage us, and like you saw some of our wonderful speakers do, they spoke slowly. And that gives room, I'm seeing some smiley faces, that gives room for you to gather your thoughts, and so that you not rush through, and then, of course, now resort to using those crutch fillers. So I think I'll leave it at that, and let our grammarian, who apparently is a linguistic professional, to do the honors for the rest. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Our HAR police, thank you for your unfettered delivery of your report. Next, I would like to call our grammarian to let us know how we have fared as regards our language usage this afternoon. Toastmaster Adenike, you have the virtual lectern.
Thank you so much. I will start with the use of the word of the day. I'd like to mention the people that actually use the word. The general evaluator used the word 3 times. The R counter once. Toastmaster Emeka used the word of the day once. DTM Gimba used the word of the day once. Although he said, I was able to be unfettered, I would have preferred him to have said, I felt unfettered or I became unfettered. But he did use the word of the day. Toastmaster, the president used the word of the day once too. Toastmaster Iwerem used the word of the day once. Toastmaster Ayo used the word of the day once. I know you're wondering, there are some people that obviously used it so many times and I've not mentioned them. That is for a reason. I was saving the best for the last. Our topics, table topics master used the word of the day a whooping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. And our Toastmaster of the day used it. I nearly stopped counting because I've never seen anyone use the word of the day so many times. She must have used the word of the day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 20 times. She really flogged the word of the day. So by far, she's the winner. Now let's go to words that we spoke that was less than perfect. The word extemporaneous was not properly pronounced. The word is extemporaneous. The word succinct, emphasis on the C, not succinct, is succinct. Someone said seguin, the word is segue. And by the way, succinct means to give detailed description of something, to give a report in a detailed manner, to do it in a very good way. Extemporaneous means when you speak without prior preparation. And the word segue means to transit without interruption. So transition into a different segment of the meeting without interruption. Someone said temperature is supposed to be temperature. Somebody said tissue is supposed to be tissue. Somebody said emotions is supposed to be emotions. Somebody said high is supposed to be high. Health is supposed to be health. Cherish is supposed to be cherished. Now let's move to notable words that I found to be notable. The word insurmountable, which means something that is almost impossible to do. Captivated, something that catches the attention. And then there was a quote, everything rises and falls with leadership. I thought that was quite remarkable. Someone used the word, not word, the phrase, reckless generosity. That was very striking. It goes with our theme. It goes with the word of the day, unrestrained. It means to be unrestrained, to be generous with something, to be unrestrained. I felt it was a good and notable. It was figurative and stylistic. Yes, figurative and stylistic. Very striking. The president used bold and brave. And I felt that was layering. when you layer your speech, it was also a literal expression, bold and brave. When the letters, the first letters of the word is repetitive, bold and brave. It is a very powerful expression. It means, it emphasizes, and it has a rhythm. I felt that was quite remarkable. Now, the last word is the repertoire. That's a French word. The repertoire means a collection of skills or techniques. Is a French word, repertoire. And I caught that. We are going to crown the word of the day. That's the master of the word of the day. That is our TMO. Can I see your emoticons as you applaud her for using the word of the day a whooping 20 times? Over to you, Mr. General Evaluator.
Whooping 20 times. Madam Mentor, you are the queen. You are the queen of the word of the day. Thank you, our grammarian, for all of those valuable insights. I have my notes full of gems of insights that you have delivered this afternoon. Now, back to my own general evaluation. Just a few things that I noted. I love the fact that the meeting was opened right on time. At 4 p.m. exactly, the SAA came on the screen and called the meeting to order. I think the way we start something has a lot to do with the way it goes and the way it ends. And we can attest to the fact that that's one of the reasons why we have enjoyed today's meeting, because it started right with the right energy and attitude. I also would like to commend the presidential opening remark. I think it was well prepared and well put together and quite short. There were no unnecessary informations, but the important ones are there. I love the fact that our presidents explained what Toastmasters represent, at least for the benefit of our guests who may be on the call. For our model and mentor, going by the importance of your role in this meeting, I would love your lighting to be better. In my opinion, you are backing the window that is supposed to shine the beautiful light onto your beautiful face. I'm not too happy that you robbed us of your sweet 16 face. We couldn't get the full grasp of the beauty. So please, ma'am, next time let us see you very well and we get to appreciate your presence. Thank you for anchoring the meeting very well. Toastmaster, Table Topics Master, I would love it better next time that you call upon a Toastmaster to deliver the first speech so that guests can learn how it is done. I know you called on a guest, but a Toastmaster actually answers, and I was glad that it was Toastmaster Emeka who volunteered to speak first, even though you requested a guest. We couldn't get the Toastmaster Table Topics evaluator. I would recommend that they try to join the meeting earlier. That will give them the opportunity to test their devices and make sure they know the state of their network. But I would like to commend Madam President for stepping on their behalf, on the behalf of Toastmaster Table Topics evaluator. And there is something to learn from that. As leaders, we are not just here to just be part of the numbers. We are here to be here. We are here to pay attention and be cognizant of the things, the happenings in the meeting. If Madam President wasn't really aware, she wouldn't be able to step in and fill the role of the table topics evaluator. Very well done, Madam President. You, as usual, you are wearing many hats, and that is an example of a leader. Overall, I think we did very well with time management. I'd like to give credit to our timekeeper, our ever handsome Toastmaster Valentine Obayi, for helping us to gauge our time management, our time usage very well. As you can see, we still have about 15 minutes to go before the end of the meeting. And while I'm wrapping up, I'd like to also commend our Gamarian for the approach she employed in delivering our evaluations. I like the idea of using somebody said, rather than saying, Toastmaster, this particular person said this, right? So somebody said means that message is for everyone, and there is no particular person that is being faulted, and very well done. I would like to congratulate our speakers and everyone who has contributed in this meeting. Stepping up to play roles is just an opportunity for us to sharpen our communication skills and leadership capabilities. And I am very grateful for the opportunity given today to contribute my own little quota to our meeting. Thank you for the opportunity, and it's back to you. Our moderator, distinguished Toastmaster Monisola Ayeshimoju.
Thank you very much. Our testimony in the house, our own champion, our own immediate past president, who's demonstrated to us that being fearless is the way forward. Join me in applauding him for an amazing feedback. Next is the announcement of the winners. May I invite our president to announce the winners and present the awards. Our president, please. Our president, announcement of winners and presentation of awards. Thank you.
All right, thank you so very kindly, Mother and Mentor. Ladies and gentlemen, to the moment some of us have been waiting for, where you get to hear the results of your polls. Now we start with the better prepared speaker. I want to beg for your grace, that which is typical Toastmasters, Merry Toastmasters fashion, would have put together, maybe we'll do that before the end of the meeting. I would have launched the certificate as well. Yeah, so please, like I said, let me beg for your grace at this time. So our better prepared speaker goes to the one, the only Toastmaster Shankar Naidu. And that was for Toastmaster Shankar Naidu, who with unfettered reservation, you unswervingly voted him as your better speaker. And now to the next poll, which I would also like to announce to you here. Who was the best table topics speaker. Ladies and gentlemen, the better table topic speaker, of course, as decided by you, the audience, was none other than our distinguished Toastmaster Abubakar Gimba. So let's give him a resounding. You can unmute your mic and let's just clap for them. And of course, those who came very close, a close second, we also have to congratulate them as well for, like I said, taking that bold step, which for me is how we break barriers. And I'll say it back to you, Madam TMOD, or have you finished your segment, ma? Am I to carry on at this time?
To again, back to the lectern for announcements and closing remarks, and for you to adjourn the meeting. But before I do that, I've learned so much. The meeting has been an experience, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to come here, to learn, to serve, and to go away with such sensitive recommendations that can make me do it better the next time. Thank you all. The president, please.
All right, ma'am. Please let's give our mommy a mentor. Let's give our mommy a mentor. Please let's clap for her. That was beautifully, elegantly, elegantly, and with unfettered oratory skills. She did beautifully well. Thank you so much, Ma, and thank you for all that you do for the club and how you encourage and motivate us. And so, ladies and gentlemen, at this point, I would officially like to call this meeting, bring this meeting to a close, but not, I mean, this part of this segment of the meeting. Well, first of all, we would like to have, images of your awesome, beautiful, handsome faces here to, of course, let us remember this time in history that you are here at Merry Toastmasters Club. So if you would like to indulge me, I would like to ask that you turn on your cameras, because we can't allow all that awesomeness behind your screen to just go unnoticed. Yes, so please turn on your cameras. We'd just like to take a very short group picture if you be amenable to our request. So, okay, before you drop off, so please turn on your cameras.
Awesome.
Margaret. Our DTM Philip Obi. Welcome, sir. Thank you for joining us this beautiful Thursday evening. So please don't drop off because we told you to turn on your cameras. Don't worry, if you're not comfortable doing so, that's fine. We'll just quickly take this short group picture. I also like the SAA to support me with this so that we can just take it from different angles. Okay.
Oh, definitely. That's fine.
All right. So in 5 seconds, I would like you to give us your best smile. Oh, I think I'm bedazzled by all these beautiful and amazing, handsome faces that I'm seeing here on the call. So in 5 seconds, please turn on your cameras if you be happy to, and let's just take this group picture in 5, 4, your best smile. You never can tell whether a bag of, see Toyin's face. Wow, see Ola Sukomi all the way from the UK. I know, yes, I've seen many, many more. Please turn on your cameras. We're about to take this beautiful picture. 2, 1, and 0. So by that time, have you been able to also take this picture alongside?
Yes, of course. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very kindly. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the official end of our meeting. But before we, just bring this meeting to a close, I would first of all like to thank all the role players who are still yet on the call. for taking that time out to, grace this club with their presence. And of course, if you're just joining us, Toastmasters is not just a place where you just come and speak, but here you also get to learn leadership skills. And that's what we are all here. We're all learning. And for some comment I've heard before, and I say, you are speaking, speak. No. Like I said earlier, don't compare somebody's day 1,000 to day 1. This is a school and it's a very safe place to learn and to grow. And at Merit, we also have access to very wonderful, amiable, ebullient, very kind mentors who will guide you to becoming the better version of yourself. Because everybody here, I believe, has that gift that they want to share with the world. And here is that place where you can do just that. So I would like to still see if we have any guests here on the call. Margaret Adeyemi, Olufemi Ogulano. Is Femi Ogulano, is this your first time here? Or is this Ogulano of Ogulano Drive in Surulere?
That's interesting, by the way.
Okay, madam. Oh, our mommy and mentor, your hands are up, ma.
Yes, you haven't adjourned the meeting.
Oh. All right, thank you, ma. Thank you, ma. And that's what the role of mentors do. Thank you, ma, for that, for reminding us. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I would officially like to adjourn today's meeting, which has officially come to a close, and to adjourn this meeting to the 9th of April, 4 to 6 p.m. I would like to ask anyone here who will be able to second that motion as well. So I would like someone to second the motion.
I, Toastmaster Valentine Obai, seconds the motion to be adjourned
Thank you.
to the 9th of April. Thank you.
To 9th of April. All right, thank you so much. And like I said earlier, we are here to learn. That's the philosophy of continuous learning. So whether you are 10, you are 18, you're 80, here we are always learning. Nobody knows it all. So I'll just quickly like to skim through the chat and see if there's anybody here. Okay, I was talking about to Mr. Ogulano. So are you Mr. Ogulano of Ogulano Drive in Surulere? Femi Ogulano.
No, we're not related. No.
We're not related. Okay, I was pulling your legs with unfettered
No, but
history.
no, you're not, because if you go by history, one way or the other, we're all related. I mean, it's a name that, but then again, by default, the Ogulano Drive at Surulere is from, I'm from Ilese Ijebu, and they're from Remo, so man, we're very close by.
All right. Is it your first time joining us?
No, I come in and I